This is Things You Might Not Have Heard. I am Jay Cleveland Payne. Today is the 7th of March, 2024. We're seeing the indicator for some lag going on. So hopefully we'll have a fairly good video recording, which gives us a good audio recording for this thing, going live to you at 5:50 a.m. Central Time here on this seventh day of the third month, 2024. Thursday, as I said. I am Jay Cleveland Payne. I'm going to bring for you in moments 8 news stories from past day that were vetted by you as conversational, covering information, politics, current events, and pop culture news. Now, we'll explain the vetting process after to get the headlines and bring you some today things, some fun stuff for today in just a bit. So stay tuned for the end. I want to remind you that we do have a website. Everyone has a website. Our website is thisistheconversationproject.com. More details about the offerings we have all the time there are there for you. And our email address is theconversationinbox@gmail.com. Check us out so you can email us and tell us what to do better, worse, or not as bad, if you will. Let's get into the headlines today. 8, as I said, for today that were vetted by you as conversational. No particular order, but we'll give you some context how things sort of came about on the day. Headline number 1 for this morning is an interesting one. As you saw in the teaser graphic, it's Michelle Obama. We're talking about Michelle Obama because everybody's in on Michelle right now. But the unfortunate thing for most of us is the headline. Headline actually reads, Michelle Obama shuts down renewed rumors about last-minute presidential run because Michelle Obama is not running for president. She's not running for president. One more time, with feeling, she's not running for president. So please stop asking if she's running for president. And there's a lot of things going back and forth. We even had comments before we went live this morning about Michelle Obama 2024, saying maybe she can step in for that Biden guy. Michelle Obama is not running for president. So let's just get that straight here. Looking very dapper, very great in her purple, because she does purple well. She's not running for president. Purple doesn't mean royal. Purple doesn't mean power. It just means she looks good in purple. She's not running for president. So let's say that one more time. Michelle Obama is not running for president. Not quite running for president yet, but on his way up in the world is Democrat Adam Schiff and Republican Steve Garvey. They're set to compete for California's Senate seat. Currently in the House of Representatives for California, that's a man from Los Angeles, Adam Schiff, and former baseball player Steve Garvey have got the top 2 vote gets in the primary that happened on Super Tuesday 2 days ago, beating out 2 other prominent Democrats in the primary to make this way. Now, they have a pretty much one of those I forgot what they call it. I call it shotgun, but a crazy election primary system where essentially everybody runs in the same primary, no matter what your party is. Top 2 vote getters get to run for the actual seat. So we could have been 2 Democrats. It is not 2 Democrats. Barbara Lee and Katie Porter were not able to get enough votes because Adam Schiff was able to pull all the Democrat votes, or most of them. Steve Garvey, the only Republican in that gap, got all those votes. So we'll see whether the Republican takes that seat or whether it will be taken over by Adam Schiff, of course, being relinquished by Barbara Boxer. Let's move on to the story at number 3 this morning with a headline that reads, Democrat Representative Colin Allred wins U.S. Senate primary in Texas and will challenge GOP Senator Ted Cruz. Because yesterday's biggest news was Super Tuesday stuff, we have a lot of that stuff that's sort of hanging in the balance. But we do have a challenger for Ted Cruz who's run unopposed for the past couple elections, except for that Beto O'Rourke thing that didn't pan out very well. This time it is Representative Colin Allred. He's going to try to take on the Senate seat in there and take on Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz, not a very popular person, but seems to always win the Texas seat in the Senate. We'll see how long he stays senior senator and whether his time is up now or whether he gets another shot to be that senator and what his other goals are. Obviously, his presidential goals have been sort of squashed for a while. Maybe in 4 years, that will be a thing. But right now, Ted Cruz is going to fight for his seat he has currently, and this is the guy that may have a chance to take it from him. The story that's number 4 this morning. Jury convicts movie armorer of involuntary manslaughter in fatal Rust shooting by Alec Baldwin. We have one person finally convicted of a crime in this issue. Hannah Gutierrez Reed, the armor on the set of the movie Rust, has been convicted of involuntary manslaughter in connection to the fatal shooting of cinematographer Haley Hutchinson. That was done by Alec Baldwin. Remember that what happened was Alec Baldwin was practicing with a gun and aimed it just in the direction of Miss Hutchins, fired it off, happened to have a live round in the chamber, which killed her. Hannah Gutierrez Reed is in charge of safety with the guns and all the things, and has basically been charged with involuntary manslaughter for essentially not having a safe set. And the jury basically said the issue was the set was not safe, the set was not secure. There were so many issues with that, they just could not let this go. We'll see what happens with Alec Baldwin's trial coming forward, and basically we're looking at this one as a blueprint on how things may go for Mr. Baldwin when he actually has to face the music on his trial. Story we have for number 5. National Guard troops to New York City subways following spate of violence. This number, I think, has been bumped up to about 1,000 if you add in the 250 state and metro transportation Metropolitan Transportation Authority police officers, MTA officers out there. So, and maybe a few more actual guard members out there because of the violence that's going on in the subways. Now, many people will let you know that the actual crime rate on the subways, the actual crime rate in New York City and New York in general is down, at least down to pre-pandemic levels where it's not as bad. The perception of crime on the subways and just so many people dealing with people who are homeless, people who are mentally ill, people who are a little, sometimes a lot aggressive than they ought to be, is becoming an issue. So 1,000 people roaming the streets, roaming the subways specifically, to keep an eye out on folks who are being rowdy in the subways to deal with crime issues or the perception of crime issues down there. Let's look at the story we have listed for number 6. It's pregnant with no males around. Turns out she did not get been pregnant by a shark or self-reproduce. It's much weirder than that. This is a story we have actually popped in a few times. We were slow to get it on the first go around, but then we put it in there, and now we're getting some by herself, all by her lonesome, who was pregnant with no male stingrays nearby in her tank. This is an unusual situation that might have been impregnated by a bamboo shark who was sharing the tank with her, but they said, no, that's not there. It's impossible to have made it with sharks in her tank. It's mysterious, it's curious, and they're thinking it's just a weird shot of the stingray being by herself, impregnating herself. You know, some sort of involuntary asexual something inside the stingrays, which normally isn't a thing because stingrays actually do mate. But this is a thing where she just kind of took on her own to just have her own baby because, you know, she's hanging out in the tank by herself, except for these sharks. The story continues. Not quite immaculate, but, you know, it is what it is. People care about the stingray in Charlotte, so that story still rolling. There she is, rolling through our midst. Not a cleaned up slide, so apologies for that, but the headline reads for number 7 story, Royal Family in Turmoil as Demands Mount for More Transparency. What more transparency? Nobody knows exactly what's up with Kate Middleton, and that's an issue. And nobody knows exactly what's up with King Charles, and that's an issue. They are the royals. They rule over the nation of the United Kingdom, but they actually work for the people. They're on the taxpayers' dime. They don't actually send out knights and collect taxes on their own. They just live in a big castle and a bunch of big houses because it's just sort of formal. And so the reasons behind the disappearances, the public disappearances of Kate Middleton, which has been very mysterious, and of course King Charles after he was diagnosed with his cancer issues, which we still don't know the full extent, has gotten people in Great Britain worried about why they don't know these things and starting to sort of puff up about this. More transparency is being asked for the royals from their duties because they are basically figureheads that just wander around and wave their heads at stuff and just kind of do this all the time. And so if that's all they're doing, we want to know what's up with them. They do. I don't particularly care, but they want to know what's up with them. So that may become a bigger issue for the UK as the royals essentially disbanding themselves and making themselves a little more obsolete day by day by day. And finally, the number 8 story for this morning, and this one does. Ring camera captures boy asking neighbor if he can move in because little brother is annoying him. That is the headline. And this is not a picture of the boy pressing. This is just some stock photography of some kid pressing a button at some apartment building. But essentially what happened, a 9-year-old boy approached his neighbor's front porch and talked to the Ring doorbell camera, basically saying, can I move in? My little brother is annoying. And that was it. Of all the just sort of weird and just deep and just depressing and just heavy bait loading things we've got going on, we need a little bit of variety, we need a little bit of fun, and this is what we have right here. No, the kid did not get adopted by the family, but the ring camera interaction became something that was a buzz all across the social media. Check it out for yourself and just see the anguish in this young man's face as he's dealing with this annoying kid that's in his house, and he just wants to be gone from all the stuff. If you are an older sibling, you totally understand and wish there was a ring doorbell and a family to take you in back in the day. Trust me, I could have used something like that back in my day myself. Now, for the errors, apologies, and omissions section, there's something we had to teach. The man who won the primary in American Samoa, and we use him as a teaser story. And I said he was top 15. We will let this happen. We would talk about it. He was number 7. This story was number 7 of the day, but all the other things popping in there, including, yes, the pregnant Stingray and the kid who wanted to be adopted. We kind of bumped them. So we're giving a little bit of love here in this omitted story section. The 2024 American Samoa Democratic Caucus, where 51 people actually voted, was won by a relatively unknown candidate, Jason Palmer. You still may not know about him. National stage, somehow, some way, his team on the ground won the hearts and minds of the 51 people who voted in American Samoa, and he got those delegates. He has delegates. 51 of the 90, I should say. 91 people actually showed up to vote. 51 voted for Palmer, 40 voted for President Biden. So it wasn't a complete loss. He didn't lose to Marianne Williamson or to the other guy who no one even knows anything. But Palmer is now a holder of ballots in the 2024 election and can do with them as he wish. He has the power. Let's go to our teaser story for today. As we said, Jason Palmer was the story. I keep saying Jesse Palmer because we think about because of the name of the quarterback. But Jason Palmer was our teaser story for yesterday, and he made it in slightly inside of the actual omission part. Will this teaser story make it into the actual storyline tomorrow? I have a feeling it will if what happens actually happens. If we, because it'll basically be not this story, but the recap. What does it mean for you? Well, we simply need you to go to our feeds on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook.com/This Is a Conversation Project and Twitter.com/TH_conversation. When you do that, you will see our feeds, which are our links on Facebook and Twitter or X. And when you see those feeds, like, love, hate, share, engage in the stories you see out there. We are teasing for tomorrow, or the story particular teasing for tomorrow, we want to see make it in there. It is Trump says he's going to do play-by-play of State of the Union. Trump says he's going to do essentially a live tweet, although live truth, whatever you want to call it. It's somewhere, somehow, his people, because he's not going to do it, are going to send out short messages in real time of Joe Biden while he's doing the State of the Union to basically fact check him in real time with Donald Trump facts, which are mostly alternative facts, which are a lot of lies. Words I said, words I mean. Will this happen? And will we talk about it tomorrow? You just need to go to our feeds on Facebook and Twitter, facebook.com/this conversationproject.com or this conversation project, say, and twitter.com or x.com/th_conversation. If you engage in a story, like, love, hate, share it enough, and if it's top 15, sometimes they get bumped, but most likely let's talk about our spotlight for the day, and that is resume solutions. Today may be a good day to pull out your old resume and get a new one started, and resume solutions can work with that. They'll give you a free resume review to let you know just how great or not great your current write-up is, and then they'll help you write your resume and guarantee you more interviews. They can't guarantee you that job, but guarantee you more interviews and get your resume in front of more people. Now may be the time to make that move. It is the third month of this year, and spring is here, so you may be thinking of new things. Maybe the new turn of the century, turn of the year, turn of the year for New Year's Eve. It's not the time to get started, but now maybe after a few more weeks at that job, you're thinking you may need to go someplace else. Or maybe you're totally fine where you are. Things are actually great where you are. You just need to update your CV to know just how awesome you think you are and see if that works out in paper. You can do that by going to Resume Solution. Check them out at our website. Our link is an affiliate link. So go to this. It's a conversationproject.com/resume solution. This is conversationproject.com/resume solution and get in on this today. We get a small commission for you using the service. And if you use the free resume review and go from that, then more power to you. It's all about serving service and serving you. We want to service you here for this great service. Conversation Project lives online at this is conversationproject.com. Right now is the point where we do a little promotion for the Conversation Project, and we do that here by allowing you to, or reminding you that we are here and doing what we can for you for all the great things we're doing. We think they're great. Hopefully you do as well. Go to our feeds and tell us what stories to talk about, because we don't have stories to talk about unless you tell us what stories there are. Go to your email machine, email us at theconversationinbox@gmail.com and let us know what we can do to improve on our work or what we're doing just pretty good. And if you think we're really good at what we're doing, you want to help us out even deeper, go to our partnerships page. This is conversationproject.com/partnerships. This is conversationproject.com/partnerships. Today may not be the greatest day to kind of do all this promotion because we're seeing the lag and hitting the buttons and things are going slow on the live feed. But maybe tomorrow will look much better. Maybe you can remember us from a few days back when we had an awesome job. We had an awesome Tuesday. Tuesday was just spanner day for out here. And you're saying those guys are doing great and they need more work, more help, more stuff. Go to our partnerships page and directly fund us to help get things done. You can also visit one of our sponsors. That helps as well. And just the free stuff is the most important stuff. So make sure you are visiting our feeds on Facebook and Twitter, Facebook and Twitter, Facebook and Twitter. Visit our feeds so we know what we need to be talking about. Email us, as we said, so we know what we can do better or not so worse. And consider partnerships if you deem us worthy. Now, worthy or not, here we come with the fun stuff for today. Fun stuff happens every single weekday morning, and this is no exception. We always begin the fun stuff with Bryan Cranston, who was 68 years old on the day, the star of Breaking Bad and Malcolm in the Middle and various other movies. He's actually a pretty artsy type guy and does a lot of big, heavy stuff. That TV show where he's the judge and his son is in trouble, that's a good one. That's a really deep one, a detailed one. So things going on. It's not just the funny stuff that he does. But Bryan Cranston is 68 years old on the day. Also love to Wanda Sykes, who's 60 years old, and Amanda Gorman, believe it or not, she's only 26 years old. Our history lesson for today, going back to 1998, where a Minnesota judge ordered tobacco companies to release 39,000 secret documents that might contain information on how the industry studied ways to lure children as young as 5 years old to smoke cigarettes. This was the day, the big cache of documents going on. Before there was WikiLeaks, there was actual government releasing actual information that was out there to tell the world that cigarette companies were kind of crappy going forward. Today is also 1987. Today, Mike Tyson became the youngest heavyweight boxing champion when he beat James Smith in 12-round bout in Vegas. 20 years old, getting that acclaim on that one. Very simple celebration for the day, Cereal Day. Cereal Day goes back to the evolution of cereal, 1854 it was, when hand-grind oats were put into a back room and then added to some milk for that. In 1887, Schumacher adopted the Quaker symbol and first registered the trademark for a breakfast cereal. That was made by Frederick Franz Schumacher, going with that one. So Quaker Oats, the first cereal, that cereal is there. The first breakfast cereal basically is granola, invented in 1863. So that's the first cold cereal by James Caleb Jackson. So there you go. Not so exciting, but everybody can access to cereal. Eat a bowl of cereal. I eat a bowl of cereal basically every morning for breakfast when I get around to it. Don't do milk. Put yogurt in it because, I'm bougie like that. But get you some cereal. Enjoy yourself. Eat it dry. Eat it with milk. Throw it at your kids. Have some fun. Have some fun with some cereal on the day. And today was a very good day. Today we may have had to kind of muddle through it today. It's been a very long, tiring week so far, and more stuff coming on with tonight's State of the Union and other things happening. But we're glad you're here with us to get through this today, and glad for all the comments we had even before we started taping about Michelle Obama being the awesome president. She's not going to be our president. She's not running for president. I was going to say it one more time, like early on, but let me say it one more time now. Michelle Obama is not running for president, and that kid is not getting adopted by his neighbors. But today is Thursday, March the 7th, 2024, and we did get through a semi-rough day of button pushing and internet outages. So hopefully you are enjoying a good video here. Also, that if you follow us on our feeds on Facebook and Twitter, you can help us be a part of the conversation and help us get things done by simply telling us what stories to talk about every single day. Also, email us at the conversation inbox at gmail.com. That way you can tell us what to do story-wise and production-wise going forward. If you've noticed some new production things, let me know in the email how they look, how they're playing, and what we should do about them. I already see some switches that will be done for tomorrow to tweak it a little bit. You let me know if it's working. I should just get rid of it or keep things going. I ask you every so often as we add new things. Oh, by the way, we need you to stay limber, hydrated, on task for all the grand things you're here to do. Love you, mean it. These buttons are freaking me out, so I'm getting out of here for the day. Have a great Thursday. Prepare for a great Friday. Wrapping up the week, the first full week in March, almost done. Hopefully, you're having a pretty good one.